Talk Podcast, episode 58. I have a special guest in the building. Sequoyah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I didn't ask you this 14 times before we got on camera, but you doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
It's been a long time since I've kind of nodded. Like we have never really had a conversation before. Like in the years that I've like been in your presence, like I think it's been like 47 head nods, and then maybe like you all right? You cool? Or maybe not. But how are you really doing? Like what's going on? You're very talkative on social media.
I am very talkative on social media. You know why? Because those be like my inner thoughts. So like in person, I don't have to say shit. You should already know.
They know what it is.
You already know what it is.
We can jump right into it because we wasted a ton of time not doing so. So let's talk about dating, right? I think that I don't even know if it's the word, the stigma, but more so like, what are your experiences like dating? Like I need some stories. I need some tales. Not the worst ones, or maybe not the best ones, but the middle ones.
The middle ones? Oh, Lord. I just recently got back into the dating scene. Waste of time. Yeah, because everybody just want to fuck. That's all they want to do. And I'm just like, you don't even know me. Like, you want to put your wee-wee in me. And like, I'm one of those people, like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm a cap, and I'm gonna ask, like, hey, can I see your papers? And be like, you don't trust me, well, my baby mama, she went and got tested and she's fine. And I'm just like, my nigga, like, like certain like STDs lay dormant in your system. You may not know for years. Like, we just like, old girl that was on Instagram, like, she found out she had AIDS, didn't even know.
10 years later.
10 years later.
See, do you see the shit that gets back to me? Like, I don't see nothing positive in like TMZ, but some way that shit gets to, like, I see that shit, but I don't see anything else that's happening like with our culture for some reason.
Like, I don't know, our generation is just trash. But it's like, I feel like social media and pornography really played a part in how like our dating and our relationships and stuff, because I feel like our parents and grandparents, they probably dealt with this stuff too, but not to a certain degree. And they didn't have like, social media, and then like, Instagram and Facebook having what's that little feature, that little secret convo feature where like
it's another secret convo.
Yeah, it's a secret convo.
Oh shit!
Like I'm not gonna say nothing, but like there's this one dude, like he turned on this secret convo, and he got a whole fiance be talking to me, and I'm just like, dude, like, you got a whole fiance, and he be like, what are you talking about?
And it ain't official yet. What do you mean?
Go on his Instagram. He got pictures of him and his fiance doing photography pictures together, and I'm just like, my nigga, like, you in a whole relationship trying to talk to me. Like, I don't understand that. Yeah, like, social media just made it a lot easier for people to like cheat, and they really normalize the shit. Like, it's okay to just go out there and cheat, and it's also like, okay, if I'm not really like feeling this person, I'm not gonna tell this person I'm not feeling them no more. I'm just gonna, ghost them and get right back onto Tinder, get right back on Facebook, get right back on Instagram, and talk to, whoever's next, or they talking to multiple people. So like, my experience, this happened like maybe, I don't know, like maybe like 4 months before like COVID hit, and I was talking to this guy, and like everything was cool, and I really thought we had a connection and shit like that. And he was like, I was like really on my spiritual journey. So I'm trying not to say like, because I keep saying like.
That's fine.
He was like, oh, I'm on my spiritual journey too. Like, he was all into like crystals and stuff like me and stuff like that.
Them niggas is crazy. Them crystal niggas is wild.
Well, he was a fake ass crystal nigga.
They usually are.
Fake ass spiritual nigga. I was like, you was just trying to be spiritual to get in my draws. Yikes. I mean, I made him wait, but still, like. And then when I was talking to him, like, he just sounded so stupid. Like, you ever just like met someone that looked so good, but they were stupid as hell?
Oh, absolutely.
Boy, man, my head hurt. Nice to look at, but you just dumb. Like, don't want to say nothing. Just sit there and look pretty. But yeah, so like he ended up moving in with me.
Oh, wait, hold up. What, he somehow did.
Because it was one thing, you know, when you really feeling somebody, you know, they spend the night, all that stuff. Like,
Oh no, no.
For me, I always had a just in case bag in my car. Just in case. You never know. Something might go down. I might spend the night. Might need to wash my ass, brush my teeth, you know, clean pair of drawers, whatever. He had that. And he never left. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck? So he was like, oh, yeah, we together. He brought me around his family. And then the next day he was like, oh, we not together. You do what you want. I'm still like.
While still being in the same home?
Still be in the same home.
Bet.
I'm like, you won't pay no bills at all.
He was living rent free?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, yo, how do these niggas be like?
I mean, no. No, the good thing about me, because like I'm in the apartment industry, so like I get discounts, so I can like handle the rent by myself. But I made him like pay something, light bill, internet. He brought some groceries. And that's another thing too. Like the groceries, I know the groceries that he brought in, I was like, I don't eat this shit. Like all this is processed.
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
The Takis.
Yeah, Takis. Like the top ramen, and I feel like I'm bougie because I like the shin noodles from like Chinatown, the red and black. And he was trying to get me to eat. I'm like, nah. He's like, you bougie. Like, okay, I'm not gonna put that in my mouth. What? But
shit, niggas get off by saying bougie. Like, you can pay your own rent. You're bougie. Like, what? Excuse me?
Yeah, a lot of niggas think I'm bougie. They think I'm stuck up. Like, no, it's not. Like, I'm just not gonna waste my time talking to you because I already know. Like, if a dude hits me up on social media and his name is like Mike Get Money, fuck bitches and shit, I'm not about to talk to you. I'm not.
Not Mike Get Money, fuck bitches.
For bitches, like if you got a whole bunch of club pictures with your niggas and your middle fingers and you holding the drink, like when do you go to work? That's what I'll be trying to figure out.
The
when
promotion is the work.
Nah.
But that's a funny thing that you brought up about social media. Like, I don't know how many people have asked this question. It might just only be Robin. And, well, I don't think I asked you this first. I don't think I asked you this in true context. Because, like, social media and, like, relationships with, like, our elders, like, just thinking, like, if I was to be extremely honest, right, I don't think my parents would be in a relationship in this era.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Because I think, like, then I think, and this is going to tie into your post, because I'm going to real, like, toxify the fuck out that post now, even though that you gave me context. I don't think that what dudes were doing back then and what women were doing back then is even close to this, because, like, I imagine you're in your town, you're at a bus stop, you're going to school, you're doing the same routine over and over and over again. You see a pretty girl, and then you're like addicted to her. Like you're like, oh, she's a pretty girl. Like I'm gonna do everything I can that I think a man should be doing right now. Versus now, towards like, well, she's pretty, you know, but I've seen prettier, you know, like, like she ain't. Versus what I see on my Instagram, on my Facebook, or whatever the case may be, and you're seeing that every single day.
Yeah.
So now the mindset's like, okay, I'll try this. I'll give it a date or two. If don't click, then next.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think that's a bad idea. Like, I don't think that's a bad way of thinking, because I think, at least now, I think men are elevating in a, and when I say men, I don't mean anyone born after 1993. I just mean, I mean people that are like men, or at least who are existing now in a space to where like we have that kind of control to say, hey, if we don't like something, we don't have to stay. Versus back then, and same thing for women, like you didn't like something, you just worked the shit out or try to. But I think that kind of experience is way more toxic than these experiences, because you get to kind of walk away. And you're not dependent on, that woman isn't dependent on the man who's just taking care of everything. And then also the man isn't dependent on the woman for just being the prettiest girl in the town, and that's his trophy essentially.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know. I'll be rambling sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I do too. Let's go. No, like I feel you on that. Like I feel like back
I haven't had my moment yet. There's a moment. There's gonna be a point in time in this episode of the podcast. I'm gonna say some wild shit, but I'll save it for later.
Yeah, I feel like back then it was like a lot easier because like it wasn't out there on the front end or whatever the case may be when it came to like relationships and stuff.
You had the guess, like you, and I'm being old. I'm an old guy now, but like you had
How old
the
are
guess.
you?
I'll be 30 tomorrow. Tomorrow.
I'm 30.
I'll be 30 next month, but I think it's a weird dynamic that we have these conversations. Like a lot of people want old time traditional values with like I don't know
Modern day.
With futuristic times because we're in the future.
That's another thing too. Like a lot of people, like you said, they want traditional, but they're not being traditional.
Like them personally aren't being traditional.
They're being what's it called? A modern day woman.
Hoe. No, I'm just playing.
I'm
just playing.
Not
just
even
progressive.
Know.
Is that the word?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
How you gonna use that word and not know what it is?
I don't know.
But
I used to have them for insurance at some point. I don't know.
Well, yeah, a lot of people want traditional, but they're not gonna have traditional. Like I've seen women that are like, okay, like I want to be with a man that's gonna like pay all the bills and I stay home. And it's like at one point I was like that, but the seeing how like the cost of living and everything is like you can't do that. You cannot do that unless you get a sugar daddy and your man's okay with that. That's just how I feel. Like ain't no way that one person can pay everything by themselves. I mean they can, but it's like, do you really want to like stress that person out? And eventually they're gonna go cheat. Because like it's like, okay, like I'm taking care of her and it's like it's a whole bunch of like, you know, stress built up and I'm gonna go find someone that's not causing me stress, that's going to be my peace. And I actually dealt with that. Like I said, I was dealing with a guy, had a whole fiance, and like
you were his piece.
I was his piece, and I was like, look, like I'm not even trying to like fuck with you like that because like eventually I want to, you know, have a relationship and I don't want that karma. And he was like, well, you know, you're my piece. Like I'm dealing with a lot, like having to like not only taking care of my fiance and make sure that she's straight, like I'm taking care of my family, like I'm taking care of my mom and dad. I'm making sure like their homes are paid in Dallas and making sure like my house is paid. I'm making sure that I'm networking and all that stuff. But like when he gets with me, it's chill. And I've been told that before. Like I've gotten the nickname that they gave me, and I don't tell them the nickname. They were like, "Oh, you're like Erykah Badu." It's like you're peaceful. Like you sit there and you listen and you understand. And like, well, I mean, everybody needs like someone to like, you know, vent to or whatever. But yeah.
Just describe why men cheat. Like,
well, yeah.
Overall. Again, peace is something that I don't think personally like women even take in consideration. Like a lot of times women will be like, okay, I know what men like. So they just do that same thing with every single man, right? Yeah. And every single man's not the same. Like you have you have to figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck y'all want. Like I don't. I'm like, look,
peace.
Let me know what you want. Your piece could be different from, you know, Michael's piece. I don't know. It could be like, oh, you may want, you know, your lady to come home and like cook and, you know, I don't know, get the little foot bath and rub your feet. And then for John across the street, he might want you to make him a peanut butter and sandwich and, you know, play the game with him. Like everybody's piece is different. Absolutely.
And that's what comes with the customization of like having or finding someone, even if you're in like a long term situation, regardless of what you've done in the past. Like I think a lot of times women and even men too, this is the exact same thing for women and men. It's like men really want peace because they're dealing with a lot. Like the paying the whole bills thing is not crazy, but it's also still like a nuance. Like you understand prices. Like women are not oblivious to what things cost.
Yeah.
Like they're like, pay all the bills. What does that look like?
Yeah.
What is that? 2,500, 3,000, 4,000. What does that look like? Right. That's money, and you know how much that costs.
That's a lot.
You know what I mean? So like, I like that point that you made, like, because it is really hard to have that conversation with women as well in regards to like, yo, and even breaking that off is hard. Like, yo, this girl is my piece. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I've been with you for X amount of time. This, and this. I'm like,
That
but
don't mean shit.
she's my piece. Like, I'm
That is
happy.
not my piece.
I haven't
Yeah.
been happy in a long time. I've been paying all the bills. I've been changing the oils. I've been changing the tires. I've been doing everything you've told me a man's supposed to be, and it's exhausting and I'm tired.
Yeah.
And when I go over there, she don't ask me to do none of that shit. We just kick it.
Just kick it. Yeah, and then half the time, because like I'm not trying to be a pick me. I'm not, because like I want peace too. I'm trying to find me a man that's my peace. Because boy, I be stressing to the point that I get sick. But as a woman, and I catch myself doing a lot. I always worry about my feelings. It's always my feelings. Like, you hurt my feelings, but when it's too late, I think about like, damn, like I didn't ask him how he felt about this, or I sat there and I snapped on him and not taking consideration of how he felt, because I grew up in a toxic environment where it was like I've never seen my dad cry. No, I'll take that back. The only time I see my dad cry was when my grandfather passed away. That's it. Other than that, I didn't know men had those soft emotions. So it was like, okay, nigga, like I don't like. I'm the female. I'm her. It's my emotions. Like, I feel this way. I don't like that. I don't like this. Well, I like that. But when it came to a dude, it was like, okay, like you're the man. You're supposed to be masculine. You're supposed to be tough. And I stuck with that mindset for a very long time until like, I'm not gonna say recently, about like 2 years ago, and I'm like, okay, let me ask. Because like the last dude I was with 2 years ago, I asked him, I was like, hey, are you okay? What's on your mind? Like, is there anything that you want to talk about? Like, I tried to at least once a week take a time out and just be like, okay, this hour I'm just going to ask him like, hey, how are you doing? How's your mental? Have you ate? Is there something that I can do to make your life better? But he was also toxic and narcissistic, so it was like he got tired of me asking him every week, like, what's on his mind. If he was okay, he was like, I'm okay. If I'm not okay, I'll let you know. So it was like, okay, I'm not gonna ask you no more, nigga. Like, get out my face.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Basically, just got tired of like, just like being in the talking stage, and then when we did get into a relationship stage, it did not last. It'd be like 2-3 months, and I'm sitting here like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And I have asked one of the guys that I dated, and he was like, well, like, you never asked like, how am I doing? And I'm just like, you know what, that's right. Probably like in the beginning of the talking stage, but not like keeping consistency. And I feel like, as I don't know, because I know it sounds wrong and not realistic, but like I feel like certain things should be 50-50 when it comes to, a relationship. But I know that's not realistic. It's never going to be 50-50. But I feel like, okay, you're a human, I'm a human. You're somebody's child, I'm somebody's child, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. That's how I look at it. So yeah, just a lot of like reflecting on myself. And also, like, I've been reading a lot of like psychology books. I've been like watching a lot of Psych to Go videos on YouTube, and it's like, what is it in me that's like attracting these people? It got to be something in me that's attracting these people to like come around me and not, either cheat on me, or like, okay, yeah, it was fun in the beginning, the honeymoon stage, but then it was like the flame just died down, and it's like now we're at the stage where like we're chilling, but we're on the phone. We're not like conversating or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, okay, let me figure out something out. Maybe I need to like, speak up and ask whoever I'm talking to, like, how are you doing? Is there anything you want to talk about? Stuff like that. And like I said, as women, like we just be like, okay, we go off of emotions, where I feel like men are more logical. You guys don't run off emotions. And I noticed that too. And I've been told that. I've been told like, oh, we're not gonna be, cupcaking 24/7. because that's what you want. Yeah, I want you to cut. I want a nigga to, be nice and sweet to me, but then be an asshole to everybody else. That's what I want, but I know I can't have that. But yeah, y'all are more logical than emotional, and I have to remember that. Shit sucks, but I have to remember that. So yeah.
That sounds just healed. You might be like not saying that you're completely healed or were you damaged. Not saying that, but I'm just saying like that's probably the most realistic perspective I've heard from a woman in regards to like men. Like you can of course say like, okay, men are more logical, but it really depends on what that really means. Like if something bad happens to, and this is not for all men, I'm not saying all men or whatever, but if something bad happens to a man, it's typically like an analyzation time. It's like, all right, this is what it is. Let me figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Like instead of being like, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so depressed, I'm so upset, I'm crying. Like, okay, this is the playing field I'm playing now. This is the game I'm playing. So let me try to like learn how to play this way. And I'm not saying all women are emotional. A lot of times if things happen bad, it's a shit show.
Yeah, I know for me, and I got tired embarrassing myself. I was like, let me chill. Get tired of that shit. But nah, like you said, just the view of like men being logical, and I feel like as women, like I said, we be emotional. We kind of be like in our own little world, especially I know with me, because like I don't know, I'm into astrology. I'm into like zodiac signs. So like,
and I love that you didn't bring that into that actual talk, because like that was accountability at the highest level I've ever seen. Like I've never had a conversation with a woman in person, and that is the accountability factor. Like it wasn't the universe. It was like you just figured out some kind of way to like analyze what was happening, and you didn't use the universe or their zodiac sign.
Nah, cause like I mean it's cool. It's cool. It's fun to like talk about all that stuff, and I feel like some of that shit is real. But I'm not gonna like blame anything that happens in my life off of zodiac sign. That because like everybody's different.
Thank you.
Like for me, I've dated like 3 guys that had the same sign as me. They're all different. This last guy that I dated, he had the same zodiac sign as me. Boy, that nigga was different. I don't know if it's because he was California, and California niggas are weird and shit. Like, y'all can get mad. Y'all are weird as hell. I don't know. I like Southern boys, and I came to realization after I got done fucking with him. I was like, you ain't got no Southern hospitality. Talking about, I'm a West Coast nigga, and y'all girls from the South. Like, first of all, nigga, I'm from Colorado. I just been in Texas for a long time, and y'all niggas are weird. Like y'all are okay with bitches finessing you and having a whole bunch of niggas, and like he was telling me like, oh, I don't care if you was a hoe and all that stuff, and the guy came up to me and was like, oh, Sequoyah is my bitch and da da da, and he would have been like, well, she's my bitch now, she doing this and that. I'm like, boy. Like, no, you supposed to defend me, and I'd be like, oh, that's my bitch. You supposed to say I'm your woman. Like, yeah, California niggas weird. They nice to look at sometimes, but they weird.
Yeah, the West Coast is a little different than the South.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm gonna stick to the Southern boys, country boys. I like that.
So worst and best date. I know I said I was going to talk about the middle, but I mean both.
Okay. So we're gonna start off with the best date. The best date I ever had was damn. The best date I've ever had was this guy took me on a date. He took me to this movie theater is it Mueller Park? I didn't even know like Mueller
existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be the hood. Like that area used to be tough. Off of 5th Street. Is it 5th Street?
I have no idea.
25th? Off of Airport? Yeah, it used to be that the whole area was like impoverished. Impoverished? What's the word? Impoverished? What's the word? It was the ghetto.
The ghetto. Oh yeah, but I didn't know there was a movie theater over there. Like he took me to go see a movie. It was a Marvel movie. I really enjoyed it.
Are you into Marvel?
Yeah, I'm into Marvel and I'm into DC. Marvel got like the best movies.
Oh yeah, we got some talks. Keep going. Yeah. Sorry.
Marvel got the best movies. DC has the best animation. But
I agree with that.
who doesn't?
I agree with that. Okay, keep sorry. Best date.
Best day. Took me to the movies. He fed me. He took me. Where did he take me? It was some fancy restaurant. I ain't never been. I was like really, really nervous. I was like at least like 10 minutes late because I had to change my clothes so many times. I was like, can't go in there with the ass showing. Too much titties. Try to, But it was hot too, so I was like, I got to keep something cool on. I was like, I'll just put on all black.
It was hot too, and I put it on black.
I put on black, but it was like a thin material though,
Oh,
so
okay.
I could rock with it. And then after that, like we had drinks. We talked for hours, and I don't know, like to me that's like the best date. I'm really really simple. Like I'm a simple. Like you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on me for like a date. It's one of those like just. One of my love languages is quality time. Like we could go to the park and lay down a blanket and just like watch the stars and just have a conversation. I'm fine with that. We can go to the mall and like people watch and talk shit. I'm fine with that. Go to the arcade and like play air hockey or shoot hoops. I'm fine with that. Like those be the best dates for me. I don't like the whole Netflix and shit because I can watch Netflix and be by myself. I don't even watch Netflix. I watch Hulu and HBO Max. Like I could do that. I could do that by myself. And when I used to smoke, be like, "Oh, you smoke? Why? I want to smoke with you. I can smoke by myself."
The smoke with you is crazy.
Yeah,
women do that too.
I've heard women do a lot. Like I've heard so many stories from my homeboys. Like. We'll get into the OnlyFans. That's a whole other topic. But I've heard so many stories about what other women do, and I'm just like, that's not true. Women don't do that. Like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
They do. I'm just like, damn. I never want to be that. But that's like the best day I've ever been. Is just spend quality time with me, like have a conversation with me, like really get to know me and let me get to know you, and like, we good. Now the worst date. Have I had worse dates? Yes, I have had worse dates. So it was actually with one of my ex-boyfriends. And
so the date worked even though it was the worst. It wasn't a good date.
I don't know. He kept pursuing me, and I need to stay away from light skins. Definitely need to stay away from light skins. But yeah, the worst date was, and this one I used to smoke marijuana. Like we went out. We were smoking, we went to the arcade or whatever. And then he was like, hey, let's go to Walmart and get some snacks. So I'm like, okay. I'm thinking like, if you suggest it, then I'm guessing that you have the money to get it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
When I tell you, he got a cart and was just loading up snacks.
Oh, no.
And he was like, you want anything? And I'm just like, at the time I was like, I just wanted like Jolly Ranchers and like a cranberry juice or whatever. It was just something simple. So we get up to the register and he starts putting everything on the little conveyor belt or whatever. Just putting everything, all his stuff. And it was a self-checkout line too. So then he was like, okay, well, I finished this. Hey, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, no.
I'm standing at the self-checkout line like a dumbass for like 5 minutes. Just waiting for him to come back. Cause I'm thinking that he's gonna pay for it. And I just got tired of like waiting, so I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and pay because there's like people behind me or whatever. So he comes back because I felt like he was watching me from a distance to see if I was gonna pay for the shit.
Oh no.
Which I did because I got tired of waiting.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he comes back and he was like, "Oh, you already paid," and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, were you in there, like, taking a shit? Like, you washed your hands? Like, I'm just joking around with him. I let this shit slide. So then we went on another date.
Oh, no.
Like I said, it's always them pretty boys. And you light-skinned. So, went on another date. He did the same thing. But this time I was smart. I just paid for my shit. Yeah, I paid for my shit because he pulled the okie doke again. He was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He came back. And he was like, where's my stuff? And I was like, over there in the cart.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, did you pay for it? And I'm like, no. And I was like, you don't have no money? And he was like, well, I was afraid to tell you. And I was like, so you having me? Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, never again. Never again.
You
He
could be
like,
way more creative though. Like I've heard stories not like that. That's wild. But like, even if you don't have money, you can still be creative.
or say something.
Or not even in that situation, but just like, why y'all going to Walmart knowing you ain't got no money?
I have money. 'Cause my daddy always told me, like, if you go on date, always have some type of pocket money, 20, $30, no matter what, to pay for your own stuff. That's why I'm just like, these, like, have you seen, like, on, like, Instagram and stuff where, like, these girls are going on dates and then, like, they're not giving it up. So the guy's like, I'm not paying for it. Like, we're splitting. We're splitting the bill. Have you seen those videos?
I don't. Maybe I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even, like real life. I mean, only real life hits my timeline for some reason. I don't get like the the other stuff.
Hey. But it happens. There's a few of them where like the guy asked the girl on a date, and then while they're eating, towards the end, when the waiter is like, "Okay, is this all together or separately?" and the guy stops, and he's like, am I gonna get some pussy? And the girl's like, I'm not gonna give you no pussy, da da da. Just because you invited me to dinner, don't mean I'm obligated to give you some pussy. And they're like, we gonna split this check in half. And they done that. So that's why, like, I've never, like, when I do go on dates, I make sure I have some type of money on me, because you're not about to pull the okie doke on me, because I will smooth walk the fuck out.
I just think I guess I do things differently because like I don't even do dinner dates in the first couple. Like that's not even I don't even want a dinner date with someone easy because that conversation is going to come up, right?
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, like I would prefer to. It's not Netflix and chill, but I'd rather cook for somebody, right? Like I'd rather make a meal, or if we're gonna hang out, let's go hang out somewhere, do something, right?
Yeah.
But I usually don't do dinner dates because if it's a situation to where I can't afford the dinner date, like it's not going to happen. And I'd rather just make something super simple at home. And I'm good at what I do. I can make anything look great.
Well,
so,
because you know how to cook.
Yeah.
People don't know how to cook. if I go to a nigga house and he's like, I'm gonna cook for you, and he feeding me Thai ramen or a spread.
Ooh.
No.
Spread.
No. I'm not eating that shit. I'd rather eat McDonald's, and I don't like McDonald's.
I'm so like against, like that's just me. This is just me personally. Like I don't do dinner dates as first dates. I don't think a first date should be a dinner date. I think it should be a space where you can actually like hang out.
Yeah, I feel like
get the feel of a person, because dinner dates are so false. Like you're pretending to be something that you're not. Your energy's off. Like you're trying not to do something you would normally do, and if you're doing that normally in 3 months when you guys are been dating for a while, that's gonna come out of you anyway. So like, what are you doing?
I feel like the first like date or two should be out in public, not like going to the club or anything. Like I said, I like going to the arcade. We can go to the arcade, or it don't even have to be the movies. Like I said, I'm simple. We go to the park. We can walk around the mall. Like really get to know each other and be like, okay, do I want to like go on another date with this person? With I'm actually like getting to know this person. Like, I know his favorite color. I know like why he got this mark on his hand, like stuff like that. Like I'd rather do something that's out in public. A lot of these guys, they're like, oh, I want to come over. Come over where?
And do what?
Yeah, and do what? That's what I always say. Or I want a link. And do what? What are we doing?
Yeah. And even if a pull up is the first date, I think that a pull up with food, maybe like not cooking, but like yo. If we're gonna pull up, let me grab some food. Let me grab like a meal. Let's do that.
Not at my house. Not on the first link.
No, first link is maybe different. That's different.
I feel like first link should always be in a public place where there's people, because you never know. There's crazy people out there.
What if it's someone that you've been around? Like it's not just fresh off the internet. Like you've been around that person, coworker, someone that like you've actually been around for an extended amount of time. No. It's still
gotta be public, because like people act a certain way when they're at work, because I know I am. I act professional when I'm at work. I put on my professional white voice. But when I'm off the clock, it's like, okay, I'm chilling.
It's different.
What's up?
For sure. So dates. Apparently a woman sued a dude in regards to a first. Oh no, I think this is the second date. I don't know. I think it's the second date. Dude said they would have the date. It was going to happen. He didn't show up, and she attempted to sue him for $10,000.
For why?
I think emotional distress or something like that.
There's so many other men out here, and you're gonna sue that one guy for $10,000. That's like a whole nother level of rejection. Like, sis, like, you showing him that you are weak.
Internal, what's this? I can't see.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress on the grounds that he deliberately hurt her by standing her up.
Like, he did it on purpose. Like, he purposely decided not to come to the date to hurt her.
Wow.
Intentional infliction. Those are the 2 words.
Well, her self-esteem is very low.
And I wish we had the video or had the video that existed, but like literally she's arguing with the judge. The judge is like, what are you suing for? And she's like, perjury. And he's like, you know what perjury means? Like, perjury means that you actually said something under oath. And then she's like, I have the text messages. And I'm just like, excuse me?
What? What?
What would that even, like, how angry would you have to be to sue someone for not coming on a date? Because that takes time. You have to fill out paperwork. You have to go through that process. And then also have an actual date in which you may have to take off of work to do so.
Oh, that's what she looked like. Okay, I can understand why she was suing.
Look at him.
She ain't that cute.
He's like, bro, I have to take off of work for this shit. Like, I had to legally be here. And you know, he 40 something, he got the grays. You know, like,
Yeah.
He's like, are you serious?
Wow.
But she literally like went off on the judge, and the judge had the dude's side. But like, suing someone for that is
ridiculous,
out of this world. And it don't even matter. It don't even matter like exactly what you were going through at the moment. But like, suing someone for not showing up to a date.
Yeah, that was it.
I wonder what the dates you actually committed to like look like.
No.
Now I can understand your position. Like, if the dude made you, like, he went to the restroom every time you went to check on one. Yeah, sue for that for sure.
Oh, definitely. Don't get my money back. Wouldn't have to sue you. I know some people.
That was the judge. I think this was doing like the height of COVID, right? So everything was done online, and it was all done via Zoom or whatever. And yeah, that's wild.
No, like, just hearing that, just like, she a goofball. Like, she is definitely a goofball. Like, his expression is
He's
how
there.
I feel.
He has the expression like, I'm here.
Yeah. He's
But
like,
I don't want to deal with this shit.
It's stupid. It's stupid as hell. Like, nah. Like, really? I could be doing something else.
Oh yeah, that's the quote. In that letter, he lied, and then that's what is this? I can't see.
Brought forth the perjury.
His lie is the perjury, but that's not the truth. Perjury is like lying under oath. Like, he wasn't in front of a grand jury and said, "I'm going to meet you at 7."
What? Nah. See, that reminded me, like, okay, so like a couple of months ago, I was supposed to go on a date with this guy, and he was hyping the date up. I didn't bring it up whatsoever, but when the day came, I ain't heard shit from him.
Yikes.
Then the next thing I know, like,
Day before? Did you hear
the
him?
day of, I heard from him the day before, and then I heard from him the day of, like, that morning. But when it came closer to that time, I ain't heard shit from him. So I'm just like, okay, you know, it's whatever. So he ended up like blocking me. For what? I don't know.
Yikes.
I moved on. And what I also learned too, and I feel like we just need to normalize it, if you plan something with somebody, whether it's a date, whether you're going to an event, or whatever the case may be, if they don't like reach out or whatever the case may be, don't reach out to them. Because apparently you was not like a priority of theirs for that event. You just move on. And then you have that choice of, okay, if they do hit me up, you know, next week or whatever, you can ignore them or you can entertain them. Me, I'm going to say what I got to say. Well, you know what? I'm not going to plan anything with you because, like, you capped. And you only got one time with me.
I'm mad at you. Your message to me, you was like, because I had asked you originally to be on here on Thursday, and you was like, I have a date, but I don't know if it's cap.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just being realistic, because if it's capped, then it's like, okay, I can come. But like, he hit me up that afternoon. It was like, hey, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, it was still, that we were still on for later on tonight. And I was okay, babe, little daddy.
You said it was a good date.
Yeah, it was a good date. It was a good date.
Wasn't the top date though.
Nah, it was a good date though. Like he took me to this vegan taco truck. There we go. It was
Here?
pretty nice. Yeah, here in Austin. It was off Cesar Chavez. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked the date. So yeah.
Date 2 on the way.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know. At this point, I don't even try to, like, if you want to go on a second date with me, okay, cool. If you don't, and move on to the next one.
That's wild. Like, I don't know if this has been, I think this is done. Like, I think, like, the judge was like, nah, we're not doing this.
Wait, when was this?
What does her being a widow mean? Like, what relevance does that have?
To bring context to this story, I think that her husband passed away recently, and this is one of the first streams of dates that she was on. So I think the guy that missed the date knew that, and because he knew that, he was like, I don't want my first date to be your first date after the passing of your... So for the first time ever, we had some technical difficulties. The video is split now, but no worries. Last thing we were talking about was if you don't go on a date, or if you flake on a date, or in Sequoiah's words, cap on a date, you'll be fined $10,000. So yeah, that's the end of it. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, we're back. Whatever happened. Phone got hot. It was crazy. It's kind of like the basketball I was dribbling a few episodes ago. But I did want to jump into a topic that a lot of people have been talking about. I don't really want to go into specifics about what actually happened, but allegedly there was a woman in California who drove her vehicle going extremely fast at a essentially stop signed intersection.
Shit. Drove into sex. That's what she drove it to.
At a light at an intersection, and I can't say few, like a lot of people passed away, but again, not trying to talk about that particular conversation, but allegedly the conversation, what the fuck's going on? Allegedly what had happened was it was over a relationship issue in regards to what actually like sparked the actual incident. Again, this happened in California. Don't want to talk about things that happened directly and all that, because just never want to jump into that, because that's not my business. The only business is mine. This is what I see. But in regards to relationships, they can make you crazy a little bit, you know? Just from your perspective in life, you don't have to say details, names, or anything like that, but what do you personally think is the craziest thing you've done in a relationship? And I'm also going to share mine too. So you're not just by yourself on this one.
Oh, it didn't bother me because I know I did some crazy shit. So in my early 20s, I was actually dating a guy. I don't know if you know, like, I was a barber. He was a barber. Yeah.
The contraption. We got tape on the mics, guys. We're going down fucking hill.
But yeah, I was a barber. He was a barber. We were dating for a while. It was like love at first sight, everything. And I found out that he was cheating.
Yikes.
Yeah, he was cheating, and I don't know. Like, I was too calm about it. That's when I knew I was about to do some fucked up shit.
Oh yeah, when the calm hits. Oh.
Yeah, the calm hit. So he was at work. He didn't know I knew. I went, got his favorite little iced tea, little Texas sweet tea or whatever. Got him some cigarillos. Got him some bud. I went to edible arrangements. And I got him some edible arrangements. But I also stopped at Walmart.
Okay.
Got some laxative.
Oh.
Put it in a pot, melted it, and poured the laxative chocolate on top of the edibles. Took it to his job. And where was he? I think he had like ran to the store, but I took it to his job and let his.
This is all alleged, by the way, guys. All alleged.
Nah, it really happened.
No, this is all alleged. This is alleged as hell.
Okay.
Keep going. Allegedly, any of this happened. This is just a hypothetical story.
But yeah, I took it to his job. He wasn't there. I left it. He came back. He texted me. He was like, "Oh, babe, thanks for the edible arrangement and you know the little goodie basket you put together for me." I was like, "Okay, cool. You know that's what's up." 5 minutes later, while he was cutting somebody's hair.
Oh, it was time to go.
Yeah.
It was time to go. Sorry, like
Yeah.
half fade.
Like, do not. I was young. I think I was 21.
Allegedly.
21.
Allegedly.
Like, don't fuck with me. And then I think some of his coworkers ate some of the edible arrangements too. So, they closed shop early.
Oh no.
I'm not going to say what shop it is, but it's here in Austin. But they closed early.
Allegedly.
Yeah. They closed early. That was one time. And the time before that, I had another ex. And
times. So I said ask for one. Let's get
I know.
the times.
I think those were like. I'm not gonna say the recent one. Well, not like recent one, but in my early 20s.
Aren't saying you hit someone with a car. I've heard people say that. Like,
Nah.
that's not a thing. Like, don't hit people with cars, guys.
I'm not gonna hit nobody with no car because I feel like for me, like any physical violence, hitting people with cars and shit, like if something happens to them, sorry, it's not gonna bring them back.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather do little petty shit, like the whole laxative on the edible arrangements or
Extra salt in their food when you cooking.
something, or like I said, this one ex, he's like my first boyfriend when I moved to Pflugerville.
Pflugerville, what's up?
When I moved
6-0. What we doing?
So like it was one of those rushed relationships, but we were together for like 3 years. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm single and all that stuff," but he would get drunk all the time, pass out on my couch all the time. And he had this girl back in Louisiana just kept calling his phone, blowing his phone up. And I couldn't sleep because normally I would have like, you know what, deal with that shit in the morning, but I couldn't sleep. So like I answered the phone. It was a girl, and she was like, "Where is so and so?" And I was like, "He's asleep. He'll call you back in the morning."
Yikes.
And she was like, "I want to speak to him now. I'm his baby mama." Da da da. And this nigga told me he didn't have no kids. I was like, "Okay, bet." Got off the phone with her. Hopefully he doesn't watch this because he's on my Facebook. He's been trying to get back with me for. Oh, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, yeah, dumped his cell phone in the toilet.
Oh, yo.
Put it behind his driver's side tire, the rear tire, and then when he left, he ran it over.
Oh my gosh.
And
how'd you come up with that? Like, what did you, like, how did you, what?
How did I come up with that? I don't know.
This is all alleged, guys.
I don't know. They always say it's the quiet ones. Don't trust. I'm quiet. Like I said, like what I be posting on Facebook.
Did you put some bologna in someone's tank or some shit? Didn't you do some wild?
I said I wanted to put bologna over their car because I'm gonna fuck up their paint job.
Oh.
I never done it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't thought it. But
Yeah,
you wildin'. Like, no.
But that was when I was younger. Now I'm 30. I'm tired. I ain't got energy for that.
You don't even have energy to be paid.
I don't. Because, like, normally I'm sleep by this time. I'm sleep.
the younger you is definitely my spirit animal. Like,
Younger me was wild. I had an ex that told me when I was cutting hair and I was at the barbershop and he stalked me for like a whole year. I didn't know who he was. And he was like, "Yeah, you were just like this lioness, just sitting there, just pretty, quiet. And then I got with you." I'm like, "Damn, this bitch annoying." I was like, "Damn, that's how you really feel." I'm annoying. Okay, bet. Show you what annoying is.
Yikes.
But I got out of that. But like I said,
growth is so important.
it really is.
Growth is super important. I think that I think Charlemagne, the guy that said this, and shout out to him and his short self. Like he was like, you should love all the versions of you, right? Like me at 21, me at 25, me about to be 30. Like my 30-year-old would kick my 21-year-old's ass. just because of what that person, what I was doing then. So it's important to understand, like, life is growth, and that's the spirit, and that's what's like important about getting older is like the growth. It's not necessarily your financial come up or your hardships. It's the actual growth. In my opinion, I don't know.
No, like, you're right, because it's like I said, I actually took time to like learn a lot about myself and learn that a lot of my behavior came from my childhood and seeing how my parents reacted with each other. And like a lot of people would say like, oh, you're lucky to have both your parents in the household. Like your actual like mom and dad is not half siblings, whatever the case may be. It's like you're lucky to have both your mom and dad and they're married and they've been married. And it's like, if you guys only knew, shit was toxic as hell. It was toxic as fuck. But to me, that was normal. So it was like when I got into these relationships, it was like, okay, we fought, we argue, but then at the end of the day, like we make up, go to sleep.
Together,
yeah. So when what was it? One of the old heads at the barbershop was like, that's not normal. That's toxic. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, that's like you're going like through all these guys, and it always ends up you guys are like fighting. You guys are always on bad terms. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So when I actually took the time to realize like, okay, I need to go talk to a professional. I don't need to like, if someone hurts my feelings, I don't need to put it on social media because these people don't give a fuck about me. They're laughing at me.
Facts.
They're laughing at
judging
me.
You.
They're judging me.
They're trying to figure out like where you should have done better, although they're going through the same shit and don't say a word.
Exactly. And I had a dude that I went to high school with, and me and him got into it. He brought up a situation where me and the ex had got into it, and it was on Facebook Live, and he brought it up. And I'm just like, damn, like people actually remember that shit. And I don't want to, even though like it's probably already too late, but that's not what I want to be known for.
I mean, I don't think it's ever too late in regards to, I think that we were taught like perception is key. And that's not actually the truth, because if that was the truth, then exactly how you're displayed on social media would be everything you are. And that's just not the case.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm to the point where like social media is just for fun. Like I said, half the shit I post is just be random shit. Like I don't even be like meaning like 95% of the shit that I post.
We gotta pull up some posts.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you. I said I normally don't give it up on the pod, even though it's my podcast. I think the most pettiest thing I've ever done in regard to like a relationship or even like a connection was. I was involved with this person, right? And they were fresh off their long-term relationship, and they were dealing with me. And the dude that they were with prior, and I've heard this stupid line before, like he had told her, yo, he won't do you right because he cooks for everybody.
What?
I hear this a lot from men. Like, men are not okay with their women eating food from someone else. So my petty ass was like, bet, how about all you and your homegirls come over and I'll cook you all meals.
Yeah.
Let's take a ton of photos. Tag me in it too. Broke the guy's heart. That's my petty moment.
That wasn't petty at all.
That was petty as fuck to me.
That was petty to you.
That wasn't petty?
I don't know. I mean, probably on your level, because I don't really see you doing anything really. I think you just
I'm in my zone.
I just know you as Calvin that cooks. That's it. That's all I know you for. Like cook. Like
exactly. I think my perception out there in the universe is pretty even kill until you fuck me over. There's a problem.
Yeah, you a Virgo too.
Yeah,
y'all ruthless.
Yeah, for sure.
My best friend is a Virgo. I love him. He ruthless sometimes. I have to sit there and look at him like, damn, bitch, you crazy.
I didn't know you would do that.
Like, yeah, I would do that. I think that's why we friends.
Shout out to the Virgos. It's not our season yet, right? Was it start 15th? August something? August 15th? 3rd? 23rd?
You're a Virgo too?
No, I'm a Leo.
You're Leo? Aw. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Aw. See, I like the Leo women. Now the Leo men, the August ones, y'all ain't shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't
Y'all
know nothing
raggedy.
about that.
Y'all raggedy as hell. No, y'all got big hearts, but y'all are definitely like lions for real, because y'all like to have a pride, and in pride I mean y'all like to have a lot of hoes.
Wait, what?
You don't know lions have pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So that's what Leo means?
Leo men, they like to have pride, so they got a lot of hoes.
What about Leos with the moon setting on a Thursday at 4 o'clock?
I don't know what that fucking means. What?
That's what they be talking about. They be, are you a Leo at 3 o'clock or are you a Leo at 4:30?
Oh, you talking about the moon sign? Yeah. I mean, that's just how like your emotions. That's how you really are. Like I'm a Taurus moon, so it's like, of course I'm stubborn. Of course I like to eat. I like to take naps too. But I'm a hard worker, like Chris Brown, but I don't hit bitches.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Would you have taken a picture with him, like for his concert?
For
I think that he had, like,
$1,000?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
What if you got to keep the like? Do they people keep the pictures? Is that how that works?
I don't know.
How do you get them? Is it like Six Flags where you see the picture at the end of the little tunnel after you've done the ride?
Take the picture however you want.
With your
to
phone?
Take the picture.
With your phone?
I don't know the logistics of that. But I know you can tell him however you want him to pose. He will take the picture that way. In theory,
No.
it's a nice thought. Like, and people are gonna pay for it. Me, however, I'm not paying $1,000.
No.
I'm not paying it. I'm not paying it.
I've seen at least easily like 40 photos. That's 40K easy.
Nah. Chris Brown, like I love his music, but like I feel like as a person I would not fuck with him. I just wouldn't fuck with him.
Chris sounds he acts in like media as a cool person to me. But I don't really fuck with niggas like that anyway, so I don't know if I would do the toxic shit.
Like I like his sense of fashion. I like that he's creative, but I feel like he is a narcissist and he a crackhead too. So
Did he do it with dudes too?
He do it with dudes.
No,
Like
I'm saying, like,
you
the
talking about
picture.
pictures?
Yeah.
I'm about to say. I mean, I know P Diddy does.
Oh, so he does. Okay, cool. Because if a nigga like, I'm a dap. But I wonder if like if I dap up Chris, right? That's gonna be my photo for like my business. Like I'm gonna pretend Chris was a part of the business.
Oh, he did with a girl.
But yeah, for real.
Does she have to spend
I hope
$1,000
she
too?
didn't have to spend no $1,000.
You know she did.
Little girl be like, okay, sweetie, that's $1,000. We're like, what? I know your mama got PayPal.
I've seen tons of them. Like I don't know. Like I'm just.
If they paying for it, they paying for it. Y'all can't get mad because you making money off of it.
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like yo, get your money, bro. If you can do it, and now what's gonna happen moving forward is like artists are gonna do that, and they're gonna find out they're not that artist.
Nah, I know for a fact. So I had an ex-boyfriend. He thought he was Chris Brown, but he looked like Odell Beckham.
Oh.
Any of y'all on my Facebook that watch this, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. If he was out and Chris Brown was like, hey, take a picture of me, I bet he would drop. He probably asked me for the $1,000 to take a picture with that nigga. Hell no.
Have you in line? Like, let me go to the bathroom.
Well, I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. Like I said, I fuck with his music.
I haven't really listened to Chris in a long time because like his albums be like 85 songs deep.
Which is fine because you can just put it on and you can go work out, do a whole workout session and don't even have.
And this is why I'm not a music guy. This is not why I'm not a music guy because it's like when I listen to the albums, they all sound the same. Like I can't tell in between songs sometimes, and that's just because I don't listen to them.
Gotcha.
But he does have some fire features.
He do. I forgot what the album was called, but
It was called Too Long.
Too Long. We probably talking about the same album too. He got some bangers on there. But I really like Tiana Taylor though. I think people be sleep on her. I love her.
And then she pulled Brandy Evans on tour with
Yep.
her. I was like, I wanted to see her. I think they were just here in Houston like a few days ago. I was like, oh.
You know what's crazy about artists, right? Like black artists and like hip hop and R&B, they skip Austin every single time.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're just not that city.
I was gonna say because they don't cater to black folks like
No,
that.
Austin's just not that city. Like that's not like if you're an artist, you're not making your rounds in Austin.
Which is true because I've only seen them like hit Dallas and
Southwest.
Houston, or once in a while San Antonio. But Austin, I never see that.
And we're the capital. Like we're
Of music, right?
we're capital live music.
Live music.
So we should have the infrastructure to do things. But yeah, it's wild. Let's finish with some Marvel talk.
Okay.
So you're into Marvel? Mm-hmm. I asked this question. Who did I ask this to? Was it who did I ask this to? Robin. I don't remember who I asked this question to, and I didn't. Oh, Courtney. It was Courtney. She's not big into Marvel. So, did you see the Wakanda Forever trailer?
No.
Oh, excuse me?
No.
You didn't see the newest trailer?
No.
Okay. So, what do you love about Marvel? Okay.
No, it's not even that. I don't know. Like ever since what's his name, Chad, passed away, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think it might be good. It might not. I don't know.
Thank you. And I appreciate you for that take when it comes to Wakanda Forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that what's going to happen, and I hope it doesn't, I hope Marvel gets this in perspective. Like, I don't want it to be another Black Panther event.
Yeah.
To where, like, they're not Marvel fans, but it's just a movie. And it's okay to be both or either one. But, like, he's had a movie come out after his passing.
Yeah, he did.
We didn't champion it.
Yeah.
Right? So
I watched it.
I didn't. What was it called? It was
I forgot what it was called.
What was it called?
What
We
it
did
was,
this before.
I just said it was Maureen's,
because it was like a historical piece,
Mm-hmm.
right? I love historical piece. But as far as like Black Panther, like you're right, like, and that kind of like pissed me off. Like even when like anime, like in high school, like I was a big fan of anime, Marvel, DC,
No one's
comics,
fucking
all
with
that.
it.
But nobody was fucking with it. They
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this is weird. Oh, you like that?" Like I was that token Black girl.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like I'm older, like
We're coveted as hell now. Like, our knowledge already. Like, I was that. Like, I was a big, like, DBZ guy, like Naruto, like all that shit. And that shit was looked at as weirdo
Yep.
shit. Now everyone's like, oh, that shit kind of fire.
oh yeah, they be like.
And the raps and everything now.
Then they be like, "Oh, you like anime?" And I get that a lot too, especially when I be on Tinder. Be like, "What's your top 5 anime?" I don't want to talk about anime all the time.
I'm here for tendering.
I'm here for tendering. I'm trying to find my next husband. Not next husband. I'm trying to find me a husband because boy, it's hard out here. Like, what's your top 5? Oh, you cosplay? What's your favorite thing to cosplay? Well, I've only done 3 cosplays, so you pick. You guess. And then it's like, oh, have you watched Super? Like, nah, like when Super came out, people hyped that shit up so much. I stopped on episode 40. Like, I'm so far behind. I will still not sit down and watch Super. They're like, how you a Dragon Ball Z fan but you don't watch Super? Because everybody spoiled it.
Yeah.
They spoiled it for me. They talk about it so fucking much. And the same people that didn't know the difference between Kakarot and Goku were Vegeta. And it's like, like shit, like they all look the same, but they have different names.
I actually went to the movies to see I don't know if it's the first one that came out. This is years ago. When God, what's it called? It was a new version of like Dragon Ball Z. It wasn't like the same traditional story, but like I actually went to the movie theaters. I actually got my mom to get me the DVD.
No.
Not the DVD, the VHS at the time.
Oh shit.
Broly, the first one.
Oh, okay.
The
I've
first
seen that one.
Shit was crazy. But in regards to like Marvel, this was his last movie that we've seen, and people didn't jump to this. They didn't go to see this, right? So
It was really good.
I hope that Marvel does it such justice that everybody actually fucks with it. Because what's going to happen is, and this is my opinion, what's going to happen is if it doesn't give them that itch that Black Panther the first movie did, it's gonna be there's gonna be tons of slander.
I'm hoping that if they do it right, if they go by the actual comic book and not just put shit together, Yeah, as long as they don't put shit together, if they actually go by the actual comic book, because his sister actually does become Black Panther, and it's tight. Like the comic book is tight as hell, but I'm just like, if the movie doesn't like line up with the comic, I don't want to see that shit.
And that's the difference. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Yo, what happened to Chadwick?" Like that's where they're gonna go see the movie for.
Yeah,
like, to see what happens to him, and it's not him, it's a character.
Exactly.
And that's what I hope. I really, really, really hope they figure that out. I know Robin's going to be there first day opening, and she's going to not spoil anything because I'm not going to go see it until it comes out on DVD. And I'm going to see tons of stuff on the internet like, this ain't hit. What? Black Panther first one hit different. It was more about black people because now they have different. Neymar is going to be. It's going to be a whole different movie.
I hope it's not like what's it called? The Avatar, the Airbender. Have you seen the live movie?
I did.
That shit was trash.
I actually got shook because the first Avatar movie that came out, I thought that was Aang, but it wasn't.
No, I don't know what that was. I remember then I was like, like 2 months out of high school, went on my first date with a grown ass man. He took me to go see that shit.
Yikes.
I was like, damn, this movie trash. I didn't watch, the whole season of Airbender. And it's like, you got a little white boy playing Aang, and little Chinese people, Indian people. Like, this is all confusing. And it wasn't even the whole book. It was just maybe the first 2 chapters. And they didn't finish it. They knew that shit was trash.
What works. And I hope when it comes to this Black Panther movie, it works because there's going to be a ton of backlash if it doesn't live up to what people thought. Like, this is the first black superhero that people thought.
And it's not.
It's not. Blade.
Technically Spawn.
Technically, yeah.
There was another one too. I can't remember.
Didn't the Williams have a movie back in the day?
Blank Man?
Do
that really count?
It should, right?
I'm waiting for so there's an artist, his name is Nicholas something, and he's working on bringing the Static Shock series
live.
Yeah, his artwork is amazing. I was following him on Instagram before I got hacked, but his artwork's amazing. He's also working on a reboot of Batman Beyond. I'm a big Batman fan.
Oh, that was my shit back in the day, for sure.
Yeah, mine too. I feel like as far as like black superheroes, I think they need to get more in deep. Like, I would like to see an origin story of Storm. I would like to see origin story of Vixen and Bumblebee, like the black girl Bumblebee, not from Transformers and shit. Like, it'd be nice, or Luke Cage, stuff like that, instead of just Black Panther.
And unfortunately, Marvel has to expand to all races, but they have to have a space for everybody, right?
Yeah. So
that's why Riri Williams, who is going to be Ironheart, is going to be in the Black Panther movie, right? So there's a lot of things that cinematography, Marvel has to do, but I hope that there are going to be different avenues or other black superheroes and things like that. So yeah,
I might have to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm trying to be on a Marvel binge to where I don't watch anything for a while, but just to make it so accessible. Disney Plus is killing shit right now. For sure. Did you have anything that you wanted to promote or talk about? This is usually the segment. This is it.
The segment.
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't got much to talk about. I felt like we talked about everything. I would say follow me on TikTok, but I don't remember my TikTok name. I'm trying to get paid. Cause they just hit me with the creator tool and shit, talking about, if you get 10,000 followers, we start paying you. I'm like, damn, I need 2,000 something. Yeah, I need 8,000 more followers. Hold on, let me pull up my TikTok, cause I don't know what I put for the name. Hopefully ain't nothing I can't pronounce. Yeah, Cree Laveau. That is my TikTok name. So I guess follow me on there. I would say follow me on Instagram, but I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't. Yeah, because I'm doing a lot of cosplay. I'm about to start doing more cosplay. So
what are your 3 that you have currently?
So,
I think I've seen them. I don't know if You post them regularly?
Nah.
Regularly, but
So I have Bulma from Dragon Ball when she had the bunny suit on. I have Carnage. I think that's his name. It's like Venom versus Carnage. So I have that one. I wear that one the most. I only posted one video picture of me dressed up as Raven, but I have other ones that I'm like working on. Like I'm working on a Kid Buu and Android 21 and something from Soul Eater, something from Bleach, something from what's it? Jujutsu Kaiden. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, maybe. But yeah, I'm about to really step up my game this year.
Focus?
I'm focused. That's my plan. I'm just trying to, cosplay and play video games if I can get paid for it. Because, this adult shit is ghetto as hell. I'm tired of working at 9 to 5. You know what I could be doing with my life? Sleep. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for inviting me over.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I have one final question for you, and I don't know if you know this.
Okay.
Or know of this.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the show Cold Case?
Cold Case. Yes.
There was a little guy. He was a
His
detective.
name Conan. I think
Yes,
his name. Yeah.
I think so. And he was a detective who got cursed by whatever and became a child.
Yeah.
And then ran around solving crimes. That is my absolute favorite anime
Of all time.
ever.
Nice.
I can't find it.
You can't find it?
Can't
Really?
find it.
Like
Can't
on
find it.
DVD? Or
Can't find it
just
on DVD. I can't find it online. If I do find it, it's only in like whatever that language is, whether it be Korean, Japanese, or Chinese. I don't know.
I'm upset because like they tore down like my favorite like place down here in Austin off of Airport Boulevard called I Love Videos. They tore that down, and I know
Was that like a wannabe like Blockbuster situation? There used to be one here on Palmer too.
Really?
It was called Buybacks.
Okay.
And you can literally request a movie or a game, and until it actually came into the building, they would reach out to you.
Okay.
Because I tried to find 13th Ghost before it was
hate
on
that
Netflix.
movie.
I love that movie.
That's shit. Scared the shit out of me.
As a
But I
child,
love-
yes. Now
Yeah,
that's
as a
just
child.
corny as fuck. But they would literally, like, if you wanted to find a movie or a game, they would tell you, all right, we don't have it. This is your phone number. The second we get it in, they'll call you or send you an email. So, yeah, I miss those stores.
I miss those stores too. That was like my favorite store. A guy took me on a date there and took me to the little. I've been on a lot of dates. Not relationships though, lately, but a lot of dates. But like, yeah, he took me there. We had a little snow cone at the Cassie's New Orleans snow cone place. That's best snow cones in Austin. Best snow cones in Austin. But yeah, that used to be my little place. It was like 2 or 3 stories. Had every single movie you can think of was categorized. Mine was always anime, documentaries, horror, and kung fu movies. I love kung fu movies. It Man's my shit. Yeah.
Hopefully one day that comes back, because I think I think there's still the one Blockbuster that exists now, but that's actually not the truth anymore. They turned it into an Airbnb.
Really?
Yeah. The last Blockbuster in whatever Oregon, whatever the fuck it is, but they turned it into an Airbnb.
Oh wow.
But it's like shaped just like the store, has everything that you remember, popcorn, all that stuff, merchandise and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully some entity brings back that experience, because they're gonna make a killing. I would rather go to a Blockbuster than go to a Redbox at this point.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
All right, this is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 58. We had some technical difficulties. We got through that. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. But thank you guys for listening. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.